You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
Well, pack me in a suitcase and send me to New Amsterdam.
Okay. I see what you did there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Season 3, Episode 21. The season finale for Season 3 of the Potnas podcast.
Yeah, get you an echo on here, bro.
Yes, please do. A reverb, right?
There you go. It's a reverb on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in and sticking with us for another 7 episodes. And I know we've been listening to the feedback, y'all. We know y'all want us to continue and extend our episodes of the season.
Oh, like longer seasons?
Yeah, they want longer seasons.
I like the 7. It's the number of completion.
7, yeah.
It's like cool. TV nowadays.
The 7 is the number of God.
Think of it like a limited series in season 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potnas podcast, where we are delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit. We are your host, the Potnas. Starting from the right end of the table, we got Mr. Put Your Money Up himself, Cordy Coleman.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What up, Corn?
What's happening?
How you been, bro?
Good to be here.
Cheapskate. How are your Saints doing? It doesn't matter. All right, moving on to the flyest one in the room.
Wow.
Give it up for Dino, a.k.a. the Dictionary.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing? 2 good shots.
I need to re-edit that button for you to make it like 3
I need more than 1 shot. I need at least 3 shots.
You need multiple.
You feel me?
Yeah. So and then shout out to our producer behind the scenes that's working all the time, even though she's only made 1 appearance on this season. Shout out to She Is Sam Bam, the lovely She Is Sam Bam.
Hey!
What up, guys?
Yeah. Not sure if they can hear you, but if y'all heard her, then,
they heard her.
Y'all say, hey.
I'm sure they heard her.
Ow.
She got a partner in her belly right now.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
she got baby partner
My
in her
nephew
belly.
in here baking right now. You feel me?
Yeah. Hey, to our listeners, if y'all been listening, let us know what y'all guesses are. We'll go ahead and put $5 on it.
Hey, let's
each
get a
of
pool
the bets.
started. Let's get some money going.
Oh yeah, trust me. I
Courtney
got a.
said he wants a betting booth at the Ginger River.
Yeah, that's gonna be my thing.
Betting booth at the gender reveal.
I'm gonna have a table and I'm gonna put the money in the pot.
Yeah.
You know,
All right, all
boy.
bets off. We're about to announce
We also have sent out the save the dates.
Now you saying that?
One of two.
People, what my save the date at?
You just put your foot in your
And
mouth.
I'm gonna be honest too. I'm gonna be like, you ain't coming, nigga.
Damn.
And last but not least, Dino, are you ready? You got like 3 buttons to push. Okay?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. It is the most electric.
All right, moving on to the episode.
Okay, no,
Go ahead, you got it. Yeah. It's gonna hurt your feelings if we don't do it.
We got you. Okay, we got this. So let's do it.
How about y'all saying my intro for me?
Too much electrifying.
I'm not doing this.
You ain't never met a friend like him.
Oh my.
That's all I remember, G. That's all you got. Tizzle, the young Thrizzle, live Thrizzle. Hey.
I'm so fucking proud of you, bro.
I don't know why.
Give me 3 at the top one time. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay.
I was going to give you 6 for Greenspoon. It's actually disgraceful that I remember that whole spiel.
I'm just a memorable person. You ain't never met a friend like me.
The most.
Yeah. I live by
Hey, people, I want to hear from the people. Do y'all enjoy JT's whole production?
You were taking it there?
Do y'all think it's too
so
much?
you want to host?
Do y'all think it's
No?
no, not the host.
How about-
Well, shit. I mean, hosting fun, but no, the whole production. Do you think his intro's too much? Yes or no? Just
You about
Contact-
to lose your job.
contact partners podcast.
Yeah.
I get a bunch of hate emails.
Hey,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, episode 21 of season 3. Okay. And we're not even a year through podcasting yet. And we have already met several different milestones. And there are great milestones for us. And we have much further strides that we're going to achieve.
Yeah. You got to stop and smell the roses. Though.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and speak on our recent accomplishment, all right? Our recent checkpoint / milestone. We have just achieved 7,000 streams. I repeat, that is 7,000. 7 and 3 zeros of streams, all right? There's people all over the States and all over the world that are listening to the Potnas podcast, and we appreciate you all. And we don't even know if these numbers are completely accurate. It actually might be more. It won't be less. It's actually probably more because this is just a few of the streaming platforms that we're pulling these numbers from.
The biggest ones, in fact.
Right. And
but it's one thing I want to acknowledge with that though, Tizzle. Like we talk about, which we share with the people, and the reason we do that, we talk about it in our meetings. And yes, we have meetings, my nigga. We organized. Is the fact that, yes, we acknowledge there's some pods that do 7,000 in the first 5 hours of a release of one single episode. But the reason we share these milestones with y'all is because we don't take it for granted, my G. Like just the fact that someone thought to tune in that many times, just to listen to us talk and bullshit and build and get other people's perspectives on topics, news and shit.
Right.
That really means a lot. There's that many souls out there who care about what the fuck we're doing. So
and
that's why we
feedback.
constantly share that with y'all.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all said it best. I think it makes us feel good to know that the stuff that we're discussing is resonating with other people outside of just ourselves. So yeah, I think it's dope. 7,000 is real dope. I can't wait till we hit 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really like the real goal.
So,
but like I'm not stressing that because people like Travis Scott and Drake and Lil Nas X and all these notable figures and people in music
pregnant,
and
Wait, what?
yo,
What the
Lil Nas X pregnant.
yeah.
Oh,
We're talking about the VMAs and stuff. Or whatever. But
Yeah. Oh yeah. He got the titties going on.
no, he I wasn't vibing with him at first, but I appreciate the trolling. He's actually been making me laugh
It's
lately.
an interesting project. No,
And
I give him all the props for that.
how in the world did we just transition to?
To Lil Nas X? Because JT just started bringing up all these random celebrities.
Because we were talking about like milestones, and we were like comparing them to like big celebrities that are out here doing it really big. But anyways,
I think for those like, Sam just put up a picture of Lil Nas X. That's some really good
video.
special effects makeup.
You're right.
He
That
could be
is.
having contractions.
That's some really good because that looks like a pregnant belly. Even got like stretch marks and shit on there.
He
Props to
had a
them.
baby shower for it.
That's too
Wow.
far. It's too much.
I was talking to
Maybe-
some friends,
no?
and they're really offended, like some women friends, and they're really offended by his actions. But
That's
anyways,
why he keeps doing it.
this is
That-
not
exactly,
Right. He's a
exactly.
troll. He's a great troll.
One thing, just real quick before we blow past the whole milestone thing, I cannot wait for the day, and you said it, like somebody said it, when we get to 100. There's going to be a day when we listen back to these early episodes, 21, when we like in episode 400, when we like, shit, we just had 7,000 streams, bro.
Yeah,
I look forward to those days. Shouts
Right.
to us in the future.
yeah.
Future Darian. I see
And we
you, bro.
appreciate all of our haters that don't think that we're going to prosper and grow, because we will. We will. And we will let you all down. All right?
Prayed on our downfall.
These niggas prayed on my downfall.
So anyways, since we are the third time that we've been into a season finale, all right, let's get into our traditional segment that we always do. Let's talk about a few takeaways, right?
Takeaways. Yeah, I mean, shit. I had a lot. I think the most interesting episode for me. That's not true. It's not that I'm saying that's the most interesting, but a lot.
It can be the most interesting to you. I mean, we've done a lot this season.
I agree.
We've talked about self-care. We've had a lot of our actual partners that have
Big facts.
been special guests. We've had, Anthony Ammons.
Some really interesting stories.
Very
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
stories that have been told and shared. We've had some great milestones of our own that have happened, with Sam and I getting the house built that still ain't fucking built yet,
I've been talking about this house for 2 seasons now.
Literally.
we got a baby partner in the oven right now that's baking.
Yeah, I'll say. I think as a overall, I'm excited at the fact that season 1 happened and we were all. We've literally been through like a very interesting time in life, even from from season 1 all the way up to season 3, from the whole like social justice part where it was George Floyd going on. Then we had COVID. Then we had the winter storm. Then we had like just a bunch of crazy stuff going on. But I think each of our guests that we've had on have brought on like a unique perspective. And I said this last season, I'm gonna say it again. I'm walking away from this season much different than I was before this season, and that's strictly from listening and having dialogue. And I think that's the biggest thing that this podcast does for me, is just being able to kind of speak things out, understand, listen, and really just gain a new perspective. I mean, that's why perspective is in the title, because honestly, like I've always, anybody who knows me, and I'm talking a lot, but anybody who knows me knows that I have a certain perspective that I always give, and I always think sometimes I'm right. I may not say it, but like
We know.
Yeah, we know.
but
It's pretty clear.
yeah, I mean, most of the time I am, but like
Those stupid ass.
my point is really good to get other people's perspective. So
Yeah.
that's all I'm getting at.
You actually haven't done enough talking, and people want the fans, the listeners, the audience. They want to hear more from you.
JT, you always speak for the fans.
No, bro. JT, he has a direct link to y'all. No,
They.
He's reading the
I'm
they.
the most active with them.
They. Talk about it.
No, but I will say this though. I think although this is a podcast, I've purposely kind of listened more, and I think
you have definitely done a great job of that.
And that's just because that's what I ultimately like. Y'all have a lot of times y'all have a lot of input, but I honestly like I'm taken back a lot of times when we talk to some dope people. Like,
Can you do me a favor though for season 4 moving forward? Like, can you talk more? People
JT,
want to talk more.
That's kind of a tough ask, because I mean,
I didn't ask you. I asked him.
I think his answer is clear. He feels that he
Don't speak for him, because you just asked me not to speak for the audience.
You gonna listen to JT? You gonna speak?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Speak.
He's telling you to speak more, nigga. Speak. You gonna take that check?
I want to.
Y'all remember that? Check. No, I mean, look. Well, first of all, I want to make sure so your takeaway.
No, JT told you not to speak, so
Yeah. Okay.
it's my turn.
People want you to
President
speak less.
Let me let y'all have it. Let me shut the fuck up.
That's been your biggest piece of feedback from some.
Not at all.
some
That's
of
what
your
they
listeners.
That's what they said. Hey, y'all, we hear they. I mean, we hear y'all. Y'all and they are saying no, but real spill. I hear that, Courtney, because for me,
What'd you just call him? You call him Quody? I don't know.
I'll let it slide. I don't know what you just
called me
said.
Quody.
Courtney.
I heard you, Quody.
I was swallowing. Pause, and I was trying to say his name. At the
Mississippi
same
coming
time.
back out.
No, that shit. It would have been no R in there. Or, probably wasn't no
It
R.
wasn't.
Oh, that's it was Mississippi. Sorry, that was long.
Season 3 takeaways.
So talk as much as you want or not, Courtney, as far as that's concerned, in my opinion. And yeah, niggas probably just not talk as much. My takeaway though, I really agree with the fact that some of my biggest, I guess, I won't say surprises, but some of the biggest moments of resonance for me have been found in the moments where I wasn't looking for them. So like, what I mean by that is, like, we have a guest on. Again, we know what we're going to talk about to some extent, and then we keep it fluid and conversational. But the moments that are born completely just of the moment are some of the most revelatory moments for me, because I mean, you can't plan some of those moments. Like we talked about the Anthony episode.
Yeah, share some examples.
Well, I mean, like that was a big one for me because we've talked about my brother on this pod before, and I just didn't expect to be ever in a position or a situation where I would be sitting across from an analog for my brother's murderer and have the opportunity to confront that and to talk through that. And that was almost therapy in a sense, yo. I mean, we didn't plan that. That wasn't planned. So like those types of things, like we say, you just kind of listen. You're taken aback sometimes. 100% agree.
Yeah.
100% agree. Biggest takeaways, I would say, just I'm really proud of us. The growth, you know what I mean? Like I remember, and me and Jen did it just for fun. We went back and listened to like the first couple episodes of the first season, and just in the few, 21 episodes it's like it's a short career, but it also feels like forever. Like we've been doing this for a little minute because those episodes is like almost cringy to some extent.
Squab is, yeah.
I mean, like we talking, no, it's just too much. You know what I mean? So it's like I listen to that and I look at what we're doing now. This season is the product of growth and evolution for us, but also, I mean, I love the engagement with the people. Like truly, you know, when we do good, people let us know. and the
Yeah.
fact that the types of feedback we're getting isn't at all about the us as much as it is about the content. I love that people are talking about the content more than talking about us.
Yeah, it's the seasons. It's the season of guests and the season of voices for sure.
Perspective like a mug.
Yeah, and that's that's my biggest takeaway. I have appreciated the voices that we've allowed to come on the pod to speak and to share their insight on the topics that we've had for those particular episodes, and more so just to kind of just allow them to speak their minds. This is what Potnas was created for.
Facts.
You know, and we created the acronym for a reason. Perspective on topics, news, and all of the shit that happens in our lives, that we go through day to day, that we deal with, you know, with the pandemic, with, you know, the social injustice that we deal with as the minorities. You know, just the relationship drama that we that we indulge in with our jobs, you know, with our families, with
each other.
Yeah,
I mean, we've grown closer. Y'all don't know this, but like every unit, every family, anyone that loves hard, whatever your relationship is, anyone that has some sense of admiration for somebody, you're gonna have disagreements. You're gonna not see eye to eye. We've contended with that even with amongst ourselves. And when I say I'm proud of us, it's because I look at where we started and where we are and the growth of us as people, and then also just like in our lives, like our JT just got another promotion. Shouts to him. Yeah. My man right here got up to 6 doors now, real estate investing. I've quit my 9-to-5 and started a business, and it's doing pretty well. Like I'm busy as shit and I'm tired as hell, but like,
you doing a great job at it, by the way.
Like, just look at
it's
us.
all happening within a year. All this.
Big facts. Yeah.
All this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
2021, it was, we like to acknowledge it as, the continuation of COVID, but it's really just about the continuation of blessings and the endurance, the composure, and the resiliency. The resiliency is the biggest word that I want. I know that I look kind of weird when I said that, but the resiliency.
No, you were trying to hit home on that word.
I was really trying to hit home because for real, like I want to put a pin on that. The resiliency of all of us, like we have adjusted our agility, our growth, our adaptability has been sensational,
and they agree.
Right. And
if you was starting off on NBA 2K, beginning of season 1, you'd be an overall what?
99.
No. Season 1.
Huh?
Season 1.
I mean,
compared to now,
I don't play 2K.
You don't know how to. Every year you get the bump.
How often?
Yeah, never mind. Y'all don't play.
How big is the bump? Is it like
every year, like Jason Tatum, when he first got in the league, he was like a 70 something. But like your next year you're 83, 84.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it's like about a 7% bump.
I don't know the
number bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is going left. So let's just we'll take this part out.
No, but I'm proud of all of the growth that we all have done as a unit of 4. As
big
like
up.
the true partners,
Big up.
like the squad. I would do anything for y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have been cutting for this movement that we have created together.
Yeah, man.
And we have so much more to conquer.
I don't even think started,
that there's
bro.
we literally are just getting started.
Yeah, for sure.
And our listeners, we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Stick with us.
Big up.
We have so much more. And please subscribe to the podcast. If you don't want any more text messages from us, on every Monday morning, right.
We already subscribed.
Right?
We already
right. If you subscribe, then just let us know.
Hey, just text JT back stop.
Just text him unsubscribe.
Right.
Yeah, and
that's why I only text a few people who I know it. That's fact.
And the last thing I just ask of our listeners, that we ask of our listeners, is just to please share the podcast with others, because we know that everybody is busy and life is moving very fast for us all. But share the podcast, because we are dropping dozens of jewels.
If you got something
every
out of it.
episode. If you got something out of it, please let somebody else know, because you just have no idea what this show could actually do for others. Yeah. All right. It's season 3, episode 21. It is the season finale. And with the finale, we got to go off with a bang. And God damn it.
It's your bang, baby.
We have been explosive this whole entire season. It's been nothing. It's the season of guests. It's the season of voices, all right? And we're not talking Lil Durk and Lil Baby, all right? This is the season of the Potnas voices. And we got the biggest partner yet,
JT.
all right? When I tell you that this is the biggest partner, yo, check this out. For the season finale of season 3, we have a very, very phenomenal special guest, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him as Lieutenant Burk from The Last Ship on TNT, by the way. You may know him as Dr. Reynolds from NBC's New Amsterdam. But we know him as the Jocko Sims.
What up?
Applause for this man. Standing ovation.
What's going on,
Mr.
brother?
Sims. Mr. Sims.
What's up? What's poppin', man? I'm so glad to be on the Potnas podcast. Look, man, I'm so proud of you. First of all, my kinfolk. I might be jumping ahead a little bit here.
No. We can get straight into it. Matter of fact, yeah, let's get straight into it because I know we only have you for a limited amount of time, brother. So
I just wanted to say I'm proud of you. I love you. I love what you're doing with the podcast. You was running things by me, sending stuff to me, and the art from the artwork and everything. But what you guys are doing is very, very important for the professionals, the young professionals out there, the young people, for the culture, and just keep doing it, man. And I'm glad to be here with you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Glad to have you, man.
Thank you for those flowers. And this whole episode is going to be just nothing but flowers tossing in your direction too, cousin. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Welcome, cousin Jocko Sims. All right. We're going to ask you just like how we ask all of our guests. First question, where are you from? Second question, where are you now? Third question, occupation and then connection to the Potnas.
All right. Well, obviously my connection to the Potnas is by way of that handsome young cousin of mine over there.
Oh, man. Doesn't get any bigger.
So that's the one. But I was born in Houston, Texas, H-Town, baby.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in San Antonio. When I was 19, I moved to Los Angeles, California with my mom. I decided to pursue acting. The first thing I wanted to do was be a doctor. I was so sure that I was going to be one that I put a medical symbol on my customizable high school ring.
Oh, wow.
And so I went to U of H, actually, my first year of college. I transferred into UCLA. I took my first theater course at U of H. I finished up, got my BA in theater at UCLA, went on my first audition and booked it out the gate. So I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. But I got to college, I was like, I didn't want to be in school for the next 12 years. That's why I switched it over. And I fell in love with it. The funny thing is my mom was always pushing me, telling me that, you need to take some music classes or some theater classes in high school and middle school. And I was just like, I'm not into that.
Auntie Karen.
Crazy. So now I ended up, I've been working, now I spent 18 years in Los Angeles, working professionally on film and mainly TV. And then this job came along. It's funny because I still always wanted to play a doctor, even though, I let the profession go. Yeah. I wanted to play one after I became an actor, and this job came along, and it's just like two dreams come true. So this show shoots in New York City, where I reside now.
Nice.
It's crazy how that made like a full 360.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
It's beautiful how God works for sure. And what borough in New York are you?
I'm right now. I'm in Manhattan.
Nice.
I feel like I'm a city. I have a couple of friends here. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna be a Brooklyn boy. You don't like Brooklyn?" And I do. I like all the boroughs, but I feel like I'm a city guy, man. I gotta be right in the middle of all the action. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So
have you developed a little bit of an accent? The way that you talk, and are you picking up the lingo?
I want to pick up that. I like to stay flexible.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
But it's cool. I love New York people though, man. It's like the vibe is really, really nice here. Especially no shade on LA, but especially coming.
Yo,
it's way different.
I love
completely different vibe.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I personally am an East Coast kid myself. You
Yeah,
know,
I think JT,
like,
he's in his mind, he's from Brooklyn
yeah.
somehow.
My heart is in Brooklyn.
He didn't
you
convince
know,
himself
but
that he's from.
He
born
throws
from
it-
Texas.
there's a
No,
sun.
look. I know how to flip the switch on and on, my brother. All right, come on now.
No, Dino, have you been to LA?
I have. I'll be honest, man. You know, I've spent some time on the West Coast, East Coast. I'm a Southern boy through and through. I dig the East Coast. In fact, it's funny you say, "Oh, East Coast people are nice." That's not my experience, Jocko.
Yeah.
No, I never straight
Tell
up.
me about it. Talk about it.
So, you know, I've been to Jersey, spent some time with my people here, Philly. I've been to Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. Yo, East Coast. Well, I guess the biggest thing is, you know, down there everything's real quick, you know, and down here everything is literally slow and syrupy. Man, they were just straight up assholes when I was down there. They honk at you for no reason. Get out the way.
Listen, it's just like, when they're in their little cubbies, the cars, you know, everybody's real tough. But it's interesting, man. Like every time I had even came out here for work or visited, there was always somebody I got connected with or met, and they just want to help, like whatever
No
you're
doubt.
doing.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with actors, like, yo, I got my boy who hooked you up with this haircut, or go to this for a good time or whatever, or I'll roll with you. And I was like, what? You know, it kind of reminded me more of the South. It's quite the contrast of what you get in Los Angeles, where it's like all the movies I watched growing up, it was like New York was very cutthroat.
Yeah.
But you know, living in LA all that time, and now living here, and again, after visiting, I saw quite the opposite.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry you had that experience.
I will say I would prefer the East Coast over the West, though, no doubt.
Oh yeah,
There you go. That's what we get.
That's what we're talking
No
about.
doubt.
Yeah, same for you, cousin. You like the East Coast more?
That's, you know, I don't know. I don't, like, if I had a choice where to live and work,
Yeah.
because like the winters.
Now the winter is bad. I will give you that.
Y'all did experience all of that flooding, getting into all of your
all that,
buildings.
So, you know, what I do miss about California and Los Angeles, like early in the morning, just getting up and going for a drive.
Yeah.
First of all, drive. I'll have a car now.
Yeah.
I just went back to California for a wedding, but prior to that, I hadn't driven in like 16 months.
Goodness.
You know,
What?
probably still knew how to drive. Yeah, it's crazy. So, but I miss that. I miss driving around, being able to get in the car and just go wherever you want, park somewhere. Like,
I'm about to say parking's probably the cost of rent down south.
you can pay $800 a month.
That is bananas.
That's a car note.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Or rent at this point.
So you had mentioned movies, and let's get straight into the reason why you're here, Jocko. All right. So today's episode is called The Industry with Jocko Sims. All right. So
All right.
we're going to get into several different layers of the conversation just underneath this topic. But to kick things off, kind of explain, how did you get into the industry? Just elaborate a little bit more. I know you gave a little bit a peek underneath the tent, but you know, how did you get your start into the industry, and when was the pivotal blooming point for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. First and foremost, like I said, it was very important for me to, I mean, you know how our family is, man. Like, it's like,
Right.
finish school, and because you don't, there's a lot of things you can do out there, especially nowadays, without an education. You know, I didn't need a degree, but I felt like that was very important for me, and I'm glad I did, because I loved every minute of my theater education and what I got from my professors, who said things that stuck with me even today. You know, one thing that my professor at UCLA, Joe Olivieri, told me, told all of us, was to love where you live, you know, nice. and like literally your home, because you're going to be out there, especially in my profession, getting told no, like all the time, like all the time. Like even the people who made it, they got way more no's than their yeses.
Especially for us black boys and girls.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be devastating. So at least when you get home, you know, spend your money on your home. You know, because a lot we could spend our money on, you know, hanging out, partying, cars, clothes, whatever. But investing into your, you know, and having a nice apartment, or if you can, or even having roommates. I had roommates all in LA for most of my time that I lived in LA, and I was on TV. But we rented out a nice house out of college, me and my couple of my buddies, and we just enjoyed it. So being able to go through all that stress and get home was crucial. But I said that to say that my professors would drop gems on me like that. So for me, I feel like the key to my success was surrounding myself with like-minded individuals, people who wanted the same thing, building that community, that support system. And I got that out of school. And by the time I started auditioning, I still had like another quarter or semester left of school. And work started to conflict. By the grace of God, work started to conflict a little bit. But I built up such a rapport with my professors that, they would let me miss a couple of classes here. And I mean, that's why we're there.
That's
anyway.
dope. That's dope.
So that same professor, he called it the Jocko clause. Because what I would do is if I missed one of his classes, this was a Shakespeare teacher, I would make it up. I go into another class of his, just out of a show of respect. Yeah, he appreciated it. I heard still at UCLA he calls it the Jocko clause. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually start working and you miss some classes, just come make it up on another day.
Yeah. Look at you leaving your mark in the Jocko clause. Yeah, really. And talk about leaving.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, and talk about leaving money, putting money where you live. As we can see on the screen through your lens, you have clearly invested very well into the beautiful home that you're in New York. And, I see some air dunks in the background, pink, fuchsia.
No, those are ones. I think those are ones.
Yeah. Okay.
The plants real? The plants real?
Oh, yeah. That's a living, breathing.
Oh,
this one is. I got a fake one outside.
It's touching the couch and stuff.
He'll plant that.
So he'll plant that. That's a whole vibe.
He'll plant that, and he got a pillow with a plant on it.
Yo,
listen, and it was, look at the prices here in New York, as you can imagine, are ridiculous. And I was coming out of LA, and I felt like I had a nice apartment. I like my place there, and it took me 8 months to find a place here. I don't want to pay that. I'm like, what? I downsized and everything, and it's one of those things you have to do. And I had some choices. I could have lived anywhere else here, but I just and that's the thing. After still the same thing. Like I said, I go work hard. I can be gone, work a 14-hour day, and get home, man, and just
invest in that in your castle. Yeah, no doubt. There's nothing better, man. Quick question, brother. So I'm hearing your experience about you getting started. I know nothing comes easy. It sounds like you had a dope village around you. You shouted out your professors. You got like-minded people who definitely helped you. Kind of cultivate the mentality that got you where you are. I'm curious. You had people in your corner. We've talked about this before. I didn't get a professional mentor until like 5 years ago. Well into my career. What would you say is probably the easiest part of you getting where you are, but then also like right now being an actor?
Saying yes to a job offer.
Well, yeah, of course. I was going to say that with the exception of you saying,
collecting the check,
getting the money, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
And I guess that's a funny way of saying I wouldn't say that any of it is easy.
Yeah.
But I guess it get easier as you are in it. I'm 20 years in now.
Nice.
I'm
congrats on
easier
that,
to accept that I'm 20 years in and most of the world still don't know you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to do. I'm fortunate enough to even be able to say something like that I've been working and still working through the pandemic. It's a blessing. But
don't even wait. Hold on. Don't even like play the humble card right now. Because talking about most of the people don't know.
I'm being 100. I'm seriously. It's like
everybody knows who Dr. Reynolds from New Amsterdam is. Don't.
If you watch the show, then yes.
No, I'm not gonna front, Jocko. It's a couple people right now who waiting for this episode to drop.
Yes, they are waiting for this
my
episode.
Dukes is super excited. Like you would think she might be in another room listening. Who knows?
Tell mom, say what's up.
We'll do.
No, that's a blessing. I mean, it gets easier to do your work. Now for playing a doctor, for example, the lingo can be a bit overwhelming. But once you have the job and you're there, I can show up to work and learn it on the spot and learn the whole scene right then and there, and then do it. That sort of stuff gets easier. But I wouldn't pick one particular aspect of it. That's something I'd have to probably think about. And on the next one,
there you go.
Yeah, for sure. And you are welcome anytime. So
on the flip, what's the hardest?
So that's good too. Damn. I'll give you a couple of things. Attempting to navigate when at work, dealing with people sometimes can be very
yeah.
I feel like that's in any
That's
industry.
universal. That's universal. No doubt.
That's universal.
Yeah.
But it doesn't that I feel like that's the thing that life, you can't be prepared for something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you look around and you feel like, okay, I made it, and this person next to me made it, and the producer made it, and the writer made it. But that don't mean any one of those people are happy, right? So they're human beings, so they're dealing with stuff. Maybe this is not the particular job that they want, or maybe they didn't get the contract that they want, and people bring their stuff to work.
Yeah.
So having to compromise and balance and remember to be considerate and check in with people and deal with the fact that people are not going to be considered all the time, and check in with you and to put on that face, no matter what you're going through. Sometimes we got to be on. You got to smile for the camera, and I don't mean just literally them, but like just doing interviews and stuff. You got to, smile through it.
Have you had a chance to work with any of your role models? And if so, how is it meeting and working with them side by side?
Yeah. One of my first early ones was Dennis Hopper.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. My first series was Crash, when it was based off the movie.
I remember that.
The original. It was Star's first original series before Power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
Okay, it was
they were still trying to find their footing. Yeah. They ruined the show. But to start it off, it was crazy. So I go audition for that. I get the role. We shoot it in New Mexico. And by the time I got there, I was told I was going to be either Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, Harvey Keitel, or Dennis Hopper. And I'm like, are you serious? These are
That's who,
for me. My first series, I'm 23 years old. I think at the time, 24. And so it was actually later than that. A few years after that, 24, 25, 26, 27, around there. And so we get Dennis Hopper, man, and he is such an amazing human being. I loved him in Blue Velvet, great villain in Speed.
Yes,
of course, yeah.
He's sick. So this guy, one thing that one of my favorite stories was two things. I'll give you two quick ones. First of all, you guys are really young, but you don't know if you saw the movie Colors.
Come on, brother.
Back in the day. All right, so
actually, I'm probably the only one who's seen Colors.
I think Dino's probably the other one.
Colors, the first gang movies in LA, the Blood and the Crips. Don Cheadle was in it.
Yep.
Sean Penn.
Early. Yeah.
Dennis Hopper actually directed that movie, and he wanted. So one time when our series was coming out, there was a big billboard on Sunset, and Dennis Hopper is like smoking a cigar on it in the back of a limo, and it was sick. And somebody sent him a picture of it while we were in New Mexico, and he's looking at it and he's really taking it in. Now, mind you, this guy's in his 70s at the time. He's done over 150 films, nominated for Academy Award, but he's really mesmerized by this billboard on Sunset. And I said, "Yo, you really digging that, right?" And he says, "This is a big deal." And he says, "Let me tell you a story." And he told me of a time that he was going to do Colors, and he asked Sean Penn to be in the movie. And Sean said, "I'll do it if I get a billboard on Sunset."
Oh, wow.
And he said, and he laughed, and he said, "I'm not joking. It's a deal breaker." So we got Sean Penn a billboard on Sunset, and that's how Sean Penn ended up in Colors.
Wow.
Like, that's how important it is for an actor to be recognized, in that capacity. So for me to see that he at his age was still appreciating something like that, it meant the world to me. Another quick story with Hopper. We were in our off season, and I was in LA, and my mom was gonna come over and have a barbecue and invite my friends over, family. And so I hit up Hopper. We were gonna watch an episode of Crash. I hit him up and I was gonna invite him. And we hadn't hung out in the off season, you know what I mean? So we had just really been on set in New Mexico. So I called him up. I said, "Hey, Dennis, this is Jocko." He goes, "Hello, hey man, hey, how's it going?" And I said, "Hey, I'm gonna have a screening over here for an episode at my house. Would love." He goes, "Oh, I'm there, man. I'm there. What's the address?"
It's a good Dennis.
So
Yes.
He pulls up, 74 years old, pulls up in the parks in the driveway, drives a Pontiac G6. He had rims on it.
Mm.
And I don't know what that was about. So comes in there and sits on the couch. I don't even tell many of the people who were there that he was coming. Nice. And so he walks in and all my friends were like, damn, it was mainly black people there. Yeah. He ate off the barbecue and sat on the couch. We watched the episode. He had already seen the episode before. I didn't know that at the time. I also didn't know at the time he was battling prostate cancer.
Mm-hmm. Goodness. Yeah.
Very important for him to just work and live and be around people, be around young people. And he wanted to watch the episode again at my house, man. That's beautiful. One of the most memorable nights that we had in Los Angeles was when D-Hop came by. So that's one of my, and then I got to work with Jamie Foxx on a couple of movies, and that he's always dropping gems, man. Yeah. He's amazing. And Gary Oldman.
Wow.
We'll get on the set and I'm around them and I'm just like looking at them like, damn, wow, he's right there. Yeah. Like it trips me out, like always, forever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, with Jamie Foxx, that was Jarhead and Dreamgirls, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Jarhead was a phenomenal movie, man. I enjoyed that.
Both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, seeing Jocko like hold up both records and Dreamgirls and like, which one am I going to play?
Beyonce stole the One Night Only, made the disco version on Effie.
I would have played that record too. You know, as bad as she was looking. Sorry, Sam.
This guy.
Sorry, baby.
Bruh.
He's sleeping in here.
Hey, so
he's sleeping in here tonight.
Yeah, I know. So let's get into let's get into the moment that everybody is here for. Everybody wants to know. All right, New Amsterdam on NBC. Y'all are now in season 4. All right.
Yep.
Episode dropped on the 27th. The 21st. And man, what an intense episode, right? But before we get into the details of what's going on currently in the show, for our listeners who may have not watched the show, could you enlighten them on what the show is about? And then following that, we'll get into your character as Dr. Reynolds. So just tell us a little bit about New Amsterdam.
Absolutely. New Amsterdam is based on a true story. It's about the oldest public hospital in America, which is called Bellevue. Mm-hmm. It's right down the street. It's so old. It's older than America. Oh. Before the Declaration of Independence was signed, years before that, they felt it was important to have a hospital. Still today, it's one of the most state-of-the-art places. If the president of the United States falls ill, they take them there. It's like a mini city inside the hospital. They have a courtroom in there so they can handle emergency like court cases. Wow. Take care of patients. They have a school inside there. There's a jail inside there. I mean, it's crazy. It's really got really known for its psych ward. So people would associate Bellevue with people who had mental disabilities and whatnot. So that said, there was this medical director who worked there for 15 years. His name was Dr. Eric Mannheimer. And the stuff that he saw was very overwhelming for him. He tried his best to try to change the system and the bureaucratic tape and bullshit that people have to go through to try to get care. You know what I mean? So he wrote this book called 12 Patients, Life and Death at Bellevue Hospital. And the creator of our show came across that book and decided to make it a series. So we're loosely based on a true story. We couldn't use the name Bellevue, so we named our hospital New Amsterdam. And I came on board to play the head of the cardiac surgical department. And that just, over the course of several seasons, that changes. I get different job positions. And that's that.
different love interests.
Yeah, beautiful explanation. By the way, you clearly read the script and the whole the old biography before getting started.
That's dope.
Show.
I didn't know it was based on a true story. I've heard of Bellevue, and I want to say it was probably because of the psych ward or presidents going there. I don't know.
Yeah. They have. And speaking of that, I mean, what's great about the show, for those of you who haven't seen it, and by the way, if you want to catch up, you can catch up on Hulu or Peacock. Start with season 1. And we're currently in season 4 that airs every Tuesday night on NBC at 10 p.m. right now after The Voice and This Is Us. So, we cover so many things. The show is just great, but I'm going to let you go with the questions.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about, I want to hear a little bit more about Dr. Reynolds. And just hearing you talk about the show is dope. The research, I'm sure, that goes into roles, which I also would like to hear about. But it sounds like you're well researched in regard to the overall concept of the show. You, I'm sure you, wanted to be a doctor, so there's something there already. But tell me a little bit about Dr. Reynolds, the psychology that goes into playing a character like him.
Well, what I like about him is that in some ways we're alike. He works hard. His craft is very important to him. He loves to help people. He takes that seriously. Unlike him, I'm not in a 3-way entanglement.
Yeah. Entanglement.
So it's funny, man. He has his morals, his moral compass, which is shifting a little bit because it's interesting. In season 1, he was having a fling with this coworker at the hospital. It was a Caucasian woman, Janet Montgomery, plays Bloom.
Yeah.
And so he's asking him like, yo, what's up? Like, let's keep this going or let's take this further. And he's like, not ready for that. And she presses him, asks him why. And he straight up says, because you're not black.
Dang.
And it was like, when I read that, I talked to the creator of the show, the writer. I was like, yo, he's a Caucasian brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, you sure you want to say that? People off, man. He's like, yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, let's do that. And we worked together on what that conversation will be. Yeah. We had all sorts of the ranges of emotions, response on Twitter, which was great, but we got people talking about it. Yeah. And having that conversation. But, from there, he went on to date a girl that she introduced him to. And that relationship thus far hadn't worked out. So now he finds himself in this situation where he's met this woman who's a doctor at the hospital, and they're flirting and hanging out. And later on, it's revealed to him that she's married. She also tells him that her husband is cool. and kind of have a thing when he's out of town and so forth. But of course, Reynolds, he resists that for as long as he could. Eventually gives in. And side note, his new boss had given him a new position and made him his right-hand man. And then later on, we find out at the season 3, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
That the boss is indeed the husband of the woman. So she knew the whole time.
right. Scandalous.
She was putting us in. So, as it stands now, he hasn't found out. So we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, man.
Coming season.
Till we continue.
How much, playing a role like that, how much do you get to learn about cardiology? Do you feel like you're outside of doing your role, do you feel like you're like an expert at this point? I feel like,
Hell no. Oh, man. You want me to do a surgery on you?
I mean, no, listen.
You better play that
role. That's a great question because I have learned some things, but I always give kudos to the doctors. And by the way, Courtney, all those scenes that I do, and there's everybody who's behind the mask not talking are real doctors and surgeons and nurses.
Wow.
For real? Oh, you just spoiled the movie, the magic for us, man.
Yeah, it may be me and one other actor and everybody else saw nurses and doctors on the screen in the surgery scenes, and they're just making sure we're saying things right, doing it right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Making the correct moves.
Dr. Jeff's 29 years in general medicine at Bellevue Hospital. He's a surgeon. He's my right-hand man on the show. And, you know, he goes unnoticed. He's always behind the mask. And he's my teacher, you know. So it still surprises me. We're in season 4, and the writers try to keep things fresh. We have different things coming up. We have this season an artificial heart that is going to be placed in someone. So we're always learning, you know, and they come so prepared. And it's unbelievable, man. And by the way, shout out to them too, because all during COVID, while we were shut down, they were on the front lines, risking their life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was crazy right here down the street in Bellevue while I was in here, you know, staying protected.
Yeah.
So they were great. And I did my best to try to take care of, you know, in the way that I could, the nurses and doctors there. And I would send some pizzas or some soda down to the hospital, man, and just thank them. So it was great for us to come back and start our show again and to be able to do that. But they're literally survivors at this point.
Yeah,
you know?
Man.
So
True heroes, no doubt.
And we didn't have no vaccine. They was just out there in it.
Thugging it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, for sure. Season 3, the first episode, man, when a lot of people didn't know if you were going to come back to the show, that was a very special episode for me because, and I think for a lot of people, I think I could speak on behalf of many people who watched the show. Season 3, episode 1 was just a recap of everything that everybody had been going through and with COVID. And, you know, you saw the frontline workers literally holding down the line and battling this intangible disease and virus. And, you know, some have definitely lost their lives along the way, while others were still having to sustain the fight and, you know, keep their composure. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you were that second episode, I believe, of season 3, where you were staring, you came at that point, you had came back to the show because Dr. Goodwin, the main character, called you in because he wanted you to perform a heart operation on one of the doctors of New Amsterdam. So at that point, you know, the individual ended up passing, and you're sitting in front of a mural, you know, a tree of life of the doctors that had passed. Were those doctors real doctors that had passed away, or were they characters in the show?
That's a great question. And you, by the way, you got it down. You know what episode was what.
I was about to say, I'm impressed too, Jocko. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you are. I know you know. But and then so just a tiny little correction that the character didn't pass. He ended up retiring.
Yeah,
because he did recover, but it was like too much for him. And that was played by Edwin Palmer, who's just a fantastic.
Yeah, he's great.
And so, but yeah, so for you to notice that wall and see and remember that and be curious. That's funny. That was pictures of cast and crew members. So we put real people up there so that it could have that sentimental value. Like, what would that feel like if your compadre was gone?
See,
you know,
and that's I asked that question because that's what separates New Amsterdam from the pack, from the Grey's Anatomy, from The Resident, and all these other hospital dramas and shows on big networks, right? You all do a great job of capturing the realistic moment that is real for a lot of people, and it's relevant, all right? And you all do a fantastic job. What else would you say would separate you New Amsterdam from not even just hospital shows, but just all of the other shows in general that are out there right now?
Yeah, even watching the premiere episode where we had Sandra May, I forget her name. She was the actor who was doing the sign language.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
Playing a deaf character.
Right.
Hearing impaired, and that's because she really is, and she's hearing impaired. And we've had people who played blind characters and they were actually blind actors or seeing impaired.
Nice.
Give me if I'm not, being politically correct, because I know the terms change.
They shift.
Right.
Yeah.
These are amazing individuals, and Sandra May is going to come back and do some more stuff. She's got an incredible episode that just has me mesmerized. I'd worked in, like I said, in LA for 18 years, and being in New York and working on a New York show, you get a completely different pool of actors who have all studied. If they've studied, at some conservatory, or if they've been at school, or if they've done theater, and some of the actors on our show are first time act, like they've never been on a TV show before.
Yeah.
But they're all so damn good, man. It just like trips me out how good the guest stars are. So that makes me feel good. The casting directors, they do such a great job, but drawing from that fresh pool of actors in New York is just been incredible. But then you touched on the social justice issues. I love the fact that my character was talking to Bloom in season 1 and said, hey, of all the surgeons in the world, in America, only 19% of them are women. 19%. And he said, you want to hear the stats for the women of color? And I said, the stats don't even exist. Like, that's how few there are.
That's wow.
So, yeah, my character decided when I was rebuilding that department to hire women of color first. And so, the next head of surgery under me was a Latino woman, and there was a Black woman. And so, and these are, this show was by a Caucasian man who came up, this was his brainchild, and for him to have the wherewithal to be so socially conscious and do these things is fantastic. I had another scene in season 3 where I'm talking to Dr. Goodwin, and he's trying to, believes in social change. He paints the Black Lives Matter sign on the floor and all that.
Yeah.
I say, my character comes and he slips on the paint, which was ironic.
That was a funny episode.
You trying to end racism with paint? Dog? Okay, well, is it going to affect any real change? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, why don't we start with the fact that Black doctors make 35% less than white doctors?
Boom.
Talk about it.
Really? He said, even here? I go, yeah, even here. He said, even you? I said, even me.
Even me.
Less than you, big dog. So it's for them to just continue to put that stuff and not hit you over the head with it, man. It's entertaining. They drop the gems. I mean, if you go back to season 1, I learned watching the show that you can actually negotiate your bill, your medical bill that you receive from the hospital.
Say word?
Oh, yeah. Best believe I will be negotiating.
Wait, in real life?
That's what I'm like. Is this
Come on now. What?
Bill, you can negotiate your bill, especially if you don't have insurance or whatever the case may be.
Kind of crazy.
It's like, let's talk this down. Let's work this out. Work out some payment. Let's cut this amount off. You can do that. But I learned that watching this show.
Bruh.
So we're entertaining you, but we're educating you too.
No doubt.
Let's keep doing some more and educate some more before they catch on and cut us off.
No doubt. I got a 2-parter. Because first of all, that not shit. That just blew my mind. I'm not
That
gonna
is the
front.
biggest gem.
No, Jocko, hold on a second. Let's not run past that. First of all, we talked about a lot of shit.
Yes.
That does 2 things for me. Pissed me off a little bit. First of all, because I definitely had some collections when I was at UT for a broken arm bill that they still probably looking for me. But no, seriously, because our people, man, you only know as much as your bubble, right? I remember for me when I was doing my professional trajectory. I remember when it was a white girl at my job. Shout her out. She already knows. She listens to the show. And she had taken another position and said, yo, I'm negotiating my salary with I said, well, hold on. You negotiating your salary? Yeah, duh. You don't negotiate your salary? And I promise you, I was like, because I took my position like, thank you, thinking if you try to counter, you're going to get escorted out the building. So to hear you can negotiate your hospital bill, that's kind of crazy.
But look how we're wired as Black people, right? Like, just
take what you got.
Just being grateful, for what we're being offered or what we're rightfully supposed to have. You know what I mean?
That's
like
crazy.
I recently got a raise. Shout out to to Young Tizzle, by the way. I get my own self. That was actually my first raise ever in life. You know, that wasn't automatic because in the military you automatically get promoted and shit, right? But anyways, yeah, man, I was almost in tears because I felt appreciative
I've been there.
that
Yeah,
somebody
okay.
was seeing my value.
Yeah.
His job don't know what they did.
His head grew.
Well, no, yeah, for sure. I mean, like I held it in and was very thankful and grateful for the opportunity. But afterwards, I just couldn't believe it. I literally sat there for like 3 minutes, like just reflecting and just being very appreciative. Automatically went into prayer and just saying, "Man, I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving. I'm not deserving." But we are.
But you are. That's what's
Right.
crazy. Yeah, absolutely. And also knowing, like Jocko said, making probably significantly less than homie sitting next to you who's doing the same thing, if not less. I mean, yeah, it's we're hardwired to be that way.
It's a divide and conquer mentality, and even man, we just so many deep stuff we can get into.
Get into it.
It's by design,
Yeah.
but a lot of the stuff is economic. You know what I mean? People trying to keep money in their pockets,
Yep.
and if you can convince people that they're not worthy,
Yep.
then that's more money for you.
Absolutely.
People who are demanding know their worth. You know what I mean? They know it's not even a question for them. I want more. I need more.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So, but they like to put you in that box. But that's getting back to the show. It's like, and it's interesting. My boss always talks about how racism is not just a social issue. It's a health issue.
Mhm.
Racism is the disparities economically that affect, how often you have to go to the hospital,
Yeah.
what state of condition you are in by the time you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But when we have a pandemic, how that disease affects you or disproportionately affects other people who don't have access to healthcare or don't have access to healthy food to keep
Yeah.
them healthy in
That
the
part.
first place.
Yeah.
So all of these things are important things for us to always to keep moving forward and pushing the conversation in this direction. And so that's what this show does. And I've never been on a show, and I haven't seen many shows that are like this. It makes it very unique. It almost feels like you would see this on like a PBS or something.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But it's on primetime television, man. And so, like I said, and they look, they're going. I used to say, what makes us stand out is we don't have doctors sleeping in the closets. Together in the closet stuff. That makes us different, than Grey's Anatomy. But we're getting at that part in the show where eventually we're gonna have to start jumping the shark. If you guys don't know what that means, look that up. And we got all the love stuff and this entanglements of all it. But like I said, we're still dropping those gems. So
y'all are just now getting into season 4. Grey's Anatomy is like in season 23. Paying homage to where it's due, right? Like they definitely set the bar. They got started way back in 2001 or whatever, right? Shout out to Shonda Rhimes or whoever. Yeah. She made the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ER show.
Huh?
Before that, there was a show called ER.
Yeah.
That's what my parents watched.
Yeah. My mom's a big
Shout out
hospital
to-
drama.
Yeah. Speaking of homage, shout out to ER. But
OG, same network as NBC, man.
Yeah.
That's the OG right there.
Yeah.
But I bring that up because I just want to say how much growth y'all have done just in 3 seasons, now going on your 4th season. And you have done what those past shows have done in a matter of 3 seasons. And it is phenomenal. So kudos to you, you being part of that legacy. And it's about damn time you got on a major network on a weekly basis. You know what I mean? Like, man, cousin, it's beautiful to see your chocolate face on there, perfectly groomed and whatnot.
Heart throbbing all over NBC.
You're so charming. You have the baritone voice. You're perfectly groomed. You listen. You're literally the most important doctor on the show, and you're black.
Not biased.
So is that you in real life? Because let me bring up something, right?
Uh-oh.
I'm going somewhere with this. Amari Hardwick. All right.
Why are we picking on
Amari Hardwick. This nigga is not the same person he is in Power.
Oh, yeah. No. Very different.
How you talking about in person?
He
Are you
is,
speaking from experience or an interview?
he just from experience and witnessing what he's done. I mean, like, this guy's got a lot of different avenues going on, but he is a lame-o in real life. And this guy in Ghost, in Power, he is the man. He is he is what we aspire to be. If everything fails, you know what I mean? Just go ahead and pick up a gun and hit somebody across the head with the butt of the gun. And
So you want him to be like that for real?
yeah,
In real life? You want Amari to thug for real?
Right. Come on now. That's like oh my gosh. So my question
I'm
is,
gonna tell him you said
No, he did come out. He did come out with a song though that was terrible. I would say that. Y'all
he
remember
got a
that?
whole album. He has an album out.
We're not going, but we're not
Let's not
gonna
burn bridges. He might be
So-
working with Amari in the future.
So if you work with
Shout out to Amari, bro.
I'm sorry if you've worked with this man, but my question to you is, bring him up, because are you like that in real life? I know how you are in real life, but
can't
I just,
answer that.
for
Yeah.
our listeners.
First of all, O is one of my best friends, and I'm texting him right now. I'm just saying. What the I'm messing with you. I don't even know him. But I will say this. I'm gonna get that based on what you just told me. I'm gonna give that man his flowers.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it. Think about what you said. That's
Yeah.
that's
I see where you're going. Yeah.
For him to step into those shoes and play it like that it says a lot. And a lot of times, I know you're joking, but a lot of people in our community, a lot of times, they's hard on Nick Cannon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ever calling them corny.
Yep.
And it's like, said, okay, cool. That's I'm gonna take my corny ass and get in my corny ass car and take these corny ass checks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ass deposit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Terry Crews.
Yep.
They call Terry Crews. That man can't do nothing right. He puts his Terry. I'm friends with Terry. He puts his foot in his mouth.
A couple times.
Yeah. He still does.
But that's the thing. But that's funny, man. That goes to show you the talent that's there.
Just keep your cool, cousin. Keep your cool forever. All right, everybody.
Oh, man, listen. I look. I'm a dork. Whatever it is, whatever words you use to describe. I thought you was talking about me for a second. Heard at heart, and I'm not gonna change. I could turn it on. I could be smooth when I need to, and I feel like Dr. Reynolds is a little bit smoother than me. So just to be clear, out there, I'm putting it out there. I'm not as smooth as Dr. Reynolds. So when you see me doing some shit, don't be surprised.
Are you single?
No, sir.
Hey, he gonna text that to you. Sorry, bro. Cut that out, bro. You cut that part out.
We was talking about all
Come on,
that,
bro. Cut that part out,
man. You know better than that. Hey, Jocko, just do us this one favor, because shout out. And look, that's actually really, really true, man. I happen to think that's really dope when people act in capacities that are absolutely contrary to who they really are. But if you ever decide to come out with an album like Amari did, please let us know beforehand. Just shoot it to us. We'll be your barometer.
I used to be in a rap group.
Ah, okay.
Oh, tell us about that. Come on, a little bit of history.
You still spit? Can you still spit?
I think you know what we do. You know what we'll do. I gotta figure this out. I think on the next one we'll talk. We'll do a whole music conversation.
Oh yes, that has been a long time coming.
I'll say this: I'm probably way better than Amari, based on what y'all just said.
Hey, go when you get a chance. Go look at the video. Go look at the music video. You gonna be
You remember the song? The name of the song?
Nah, I don't.
No.
But just you type it in. It was terrible.
But the song was terrible.
He got drugged on Twitter. But,
Yeah, like with I remember when Roy what's this, the boxer?
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah. Nah, see.
Was it worse than that?
All right, we'll check that out. That'll be our homework. But yeah, so
with Anthony Hamilton?
Who with
Anthony Hamilton,
Is the song with Anthony Hamilton?
With Omar?
Amari?
Amari? I don't.
he has several songs out. We'll check it out. We'll do the homework and we'll get back to our audience, to our listeners, and to Jocko. So
Jocko, I got one quick question before we run past it, and I know we're gonna be wrapping up here soon, but it's a couple things you talked about that I didn't expect really to hear, I guess, from you having worked on the show. Again, I just want to give kudos to you, the cast, the writers, directors, whomever, because bringing the real world into entertainment, and then kind of, like they say, art imitating life, the COVID thing, the social justice. I wonder, is that something you expected when you got on the show to be kind of speaking to those things, for that to be a part of this experience?
No,
Yeah,
not at all. I did feel like the script did have a different feel. It didn't feel like you took a hospital show that you would read, whatever that means.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that we would be on this level of social consciousness. And for one, I didn't realize the world that we would be in. I feel like a lot of shows, given the rough years that we've had and are having,
facts.
Like we didn't know George Floyd was going to happen.
Yeah.
So we couldn't predict that we would have Black Lives Matter painted on the floor on set.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're kind of just, as JT said, we're kind of evolving fairly quickly because the world is doing that. You know what I mean? And we're just following suit. But what I expected, not at all. And it's just it's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
Agreed.
Absolutely. All right. So as we wrap this up, because we know you have other endeavors to get to, what is next for you? What
Just
other
the bed.
projects?
Bed. You call that an endeavor?
Are you gonna go to another set?
3 hours ahead here. No, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go stuff to get ready for tomorrow. But anyways, what you got?
Yeah. What next projects do you have coming up? And you got those speakers in the background. I think that's a keyboard and a monitor as well. It looks like you might be in the
got a
music
home
bag,
studio?
huh? You got your home studio.
Yeah, I can't wait to do this music show.
neither,
When you
man.
guys have me back for season 4. You guys, it's a season 3 wrap up, right?
Season 3 wrap up. Yep. Season finale.
But yeah, I got this stuff. I haven't really dove in again, but I will.
Absolutely.
I had some little stuff happen in the music industry, kind of jaded me a little bit, so I stepped away from it. But
I remember that.
I'll be back.
Hey, the world waiting for you,
sure.
brother.
All right, cool. That is definitely going to be a future placeholder that we're going to
gotta
bring
do
you
that.
back onto that. I mean, we've been waiting to get to a music episode.
We haven't done one yet.
We have not done that yet. So our debut is probably going to start with you, my brother. So
And we got different music tastes too, so it's gonna be good.
All three of us.
Yeah, all three different music.
So give me an example, please, Courtney. Who you like versus somebody they probably wouldn't like?
He loves
This
Drake.
Mr. R&B.
He's Mr. R&B?
Yeah. So that's the thing. I like new age.
Hip hop.
I like new age R&B. I like. So I don't not appreciate old R&B, but I just love.
Chris Brown.
He like Post Malone.
I don't like Post Malone. First of all, don't listen to JT. I've never mentioned Post Malone in my life, but yeah, my new age. I like this new like. But JT will always come back. You don't know R&B, bro. You don't know, and he'll mention somebody from like 1980. And I'm like, bro, like nobody drives in the car listening to. Yeah, like bro, like you just have
Need a baby?
What about Division? Y'all like Division?
Division. Yeah, he's dope.
Division's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about I like the first album. I haven't heard the most recent one.
With Dollar Sign. He got a new album with Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah, Ty Dolla $ign. I didn't hear that one.
Yeah.
There's another one I think they're releasing, but did you September 5th? That one is sick. What about you, Dino?
So I'm your quintessential textbook hip hop head. Now I'm squarely rooted. I'm an '80s baby, so what I consider golden era hip hop is what I was raised on. So I enjoy
LL Cool J.
You say 80s, baby, bro. You're born in 89.
88. Leave me alone.
That don't even count.
No, it does. It counts.
When were you born, Jocko?
Hey, but you gotta put this man out there, bro.
81?
81.
So okay, I mean, yes, right here.
Yeah, all right.
So I mean,
show
listen,
that.
I have my taste in hip hop doesn't always align with what we get today. I'll just say that. But I love R&B. I love all forms of hip hop, reggae. But
This is true. He does love all forms of
truly
music.
all forms of music. But I
Wasn't the
live.
question Who? Neither of you.
Right.
Oh, you said who?
Courtney, you didn't answer.
So
did.
Courtney's number one is Chris Brown, which is
I never
great
said
number
I
one.
never said my number one was Chris Brown.
We know it is Chris Brown though.
It's not.
That's your number one. Who is it then?
It was. So look, JT, based on what I'm hearing from the room, your favorite is like Luther Vandross, Freddie Jackson.
No, but he is one of my favorites, Luther Vandross. I actually played Luther Vandross Christmas in the middle of freaking September. I know me and Sam had a whole moment, but no, like as far as hip hop goes, I gotta pay homage to the birth of hip hop. I mean, I know it's debatable. Hip hop was born in the Bronx, Brooklyn, the whole class. But I love Biggie, Jay, Joey Badass. I do appreciate the new age of hip hop that Courtney really is an enthusiast for. But yeah, Lupe Fiasco. I'm a huge Kanye West fan.
That part, I was waiting for it, Jocko.
Wait.
Jocko.
Y'all gonna run the whole music episode right now.
Yeah.
Just ask one question.
I'm not gonna say no beyond this, Jocko. But you have to understand, when I met Tizzle, yo.
Let it go. Jocko, what do you like? What's your taste in music?
He's a Kanye fan.
Now, damn, you know what? I listen to music kind of pretty much on my bike rides because I cycle all throughout the city. I'll do anywhere from 12 to 20 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was big on Pharrell and Timbo. That's when I was coming up, those guys.
No doubt.
And Swiss, and I love all that stuff. So I got a lot of Pharrell, Neptunes, and NERD.
Me too.
On my playlist. And I got, a big music inspiration for me too was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
And a lot of,
okay.
Green Day, the first album.
I know Green Day. Yeah.
You know who those are? You know who those people are, Courtney?
I know who Green Day is. He always does it.
No, Tizzle's always.
I'll put you on some Red Hot Chili Peppers, man. You'll
I don't rock with them, but I do know who Green Day is.
Super Californication.
Give it away.
Bro, I don't listen. Y'all can keep naming titles. I don't know. I'm not gonna know.
Play them, give it away.
Give it away. That's one of my favorites.
I mean, I've heard once again, if you play it, I've heard that song.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I just don't like.
I love.
So listen, Courtney, they did a song with Post Malone and Chris Brown.
No, I heard that.
Where did Post Malone come from?
Post Malone was on the remix of that joint.
All right, bro.
They just messing with you, dog. Don't let them talk. Don't let them talk to you like that.
Hey, Jocko, real quick, because I feel like I'll be remiss. I feel like I got to answer your question. Who am I feeling today? Number one of my favorite artists today, I gotta give Kendrick and Cole easily.
Yeah, Cold World.
Kendrick and Cole.
For
I know
sure.
we're talking about spitters, Kendrick and Cole.
Pharrell's my
easy.
favorite producer and artist of all time, though. Of all time. Shout out to that, man. And I love everybody that he loves
we got
too.
his
That he
music
was inspired.
episode.
Yeah. We will definitely get to that, but we're gonna put a pause on that, and we're gonna try to close this out. All right, so. Cousin, thank you so much for a phenomenal episode loaded with knowledge and gems and jewels for our knowledge satchels. And it's been great. Man, cousin.
Wait, what you? Our knowledge what?
Knowledge satchels, like your little pouch for where your utility belt. I need to use utility belt then from now on.
Maybe, yeah.
Right,
Knowledge
cool.
satchels.
I was confused.
Cousin,
I appreciate it. And look, we got to do it again. I got some. We got to go a little deeper into what I've learned too, because I like to share about being in the industry and some life lessons and doubting yourself.
No doubt.
How to deal with those no's. I would love to delve into that along with the music. So
absolutely, we will create a series particularly for that. So, man, you're giving us a lot of homework right now, cuz we got to make a music industry. We got to talk about music. We got to talk about the actual industry itself. Then we're going to talk about just personal development. In whatever endeavor you're going to be in. So a lot of homework, but it's going to be fruitful for our audience, and we cannot wait to dive into all of the endeavors that, with you. So at this point, we're going to transition into our traditional segment called The Toast. And this is basically a commencement of joy, celebration, and cheers of whatever liquid beverage you would choose to have. It could be water. It could be
it can't be water.
Liquor courage.
There you go.
Yes. Only because we know you got to get up early in the morning.
He said you got Tito's, right?
It's Tito.
Tito's. Oh, okay.
Un poquito
All right.
Tito.
All right. Cool. Well, I'm right there with you, brother, with Añejo. And
Remember that Jocko
You gonna let him do
details?
the toast?
Huh?
Yes, come on.
Yeah, Jocko.
Yes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and
JT, let him do the
defer
toast.
to you, cousin.
So much priming.
Defer to you.
Yeah, I'll say this, man, to everybody in the room, everybody, even people off camera, and the people in the bellies. I wish only the best and greatness. More greatness to come, and let us continue to educate each other and lift each other up, man, and live long and prosper.
That part.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Well said, my brother.
Yes.
Salute.
Cheers.
Toast.
Salute.
Ooh, that was
Beautiful little nightcap, huh?
That was a double.
I got my drink face. I'm almost done.
Gotta hide that drink face. But it's a great nightcap.
Courtney took
You gonna be
a shot
out.
of root beer and tequila.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. That was
Yes,
great
absolutely.
time. Great time.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to the sensational voice of Jocko Sims, Dr. Reynolds on New Amsterdam. Check that out every Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday.
night,
Every
on
Tuesday
NBC.
night.
Yeah, man.
8 o'clock.
Catch up on Hulu and Peacock as well.
Yeah, go ahead and catch up on the series if you have not been tuning in. And at this time, we're going to get into our conclusion. That is all that we have for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, cousin, how can folks get in touch with you? To provide your socials, website, all that jazz.
Jocko Sims. That's JOCKOSIMS. I'm on everywhere, everything like that, just like that. Damn, that one Tito's got me. I'm on everywhere.
Yes.
My daddy.
Absolutely. Corn Pop, don't stop.
Instagram, Courtney J. Cole, men. Twitter, Courtney J. Cole. Yeah.
Man, you need to make it one name.
It's too many characters for Twitter.
Figure it
We're
out.
gonna work on that, man. We're gonna work on that.
Dino the Great.
Man, it's your man Dino. You can find me at the dictionary. That's THE_DIXONARY.
She is Sam Bam. All right, she doesn't have a mic in front of her, but y'all follow Sam, our first Potnas lady, the first lady of the Potnas podcast.
Yeah, man.
Find her at She Is Sam Bam. All right, and I am JT Got Soul. That's JT Got SOLE. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Potnas Podcast. That's POTNAS Podcast. Visit our website at www.potnaspodcast.com.
Shoot us an email at contact@potnaspodcast.com.
That is it for season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, thank
Love
y'all
y'all.
for tuning in. We love y'all. We'll see y'all season 4. Peace.
Peace.
It's the Potnas Podcast, you bitch. You know what I'm saying?